Hey guys, welcome back to the Academic Hacker. In today's video, I'll go over how to write that perfect essay, from the beginning to the planning stage, all the way to the final product. Essay writing is a difficult skill to get right. Many people get stuck on the first sentence, or they soon run out of ideas, and whatever they write after that no longer flows smoothly with the rest of their argument. Today, I'll give you guys my method of writing essays that I use in the HSC, so that you too can write great essays effortlessly. Now, just so you guys are aware, for the purposes of this video, I'll be using analytical essays on texts as an example. Also, make sure you guys watch to the end of this video, as the steps that I explain will become much clearer. You have a copy of the documents, my planning sheet, and also my draft essays, which I'll explain how you can get these later in the video. So the first step is to be clear on the structure of your essay. The structure of the essay you can kind of think of like a hamburger. There's the introduction and conclusion, which are like the buns that hold the essay together. But it all comes down to the body paragraphs of the essay, which is like the meat, cheese, and vegetables, which is what gives the hamburger its flavor. For any essay, you will need to have a thesis, which is generally stated in your introduction. The thesis is the central message of your essay, and your whole argument should reflect that idea. However, you can't know your thesis until you have all your points. This is why I always start by reading and analyzing the text I am writing my essay on, finding the key points of the author, backed up by quotes from the text and techniques that I used. I put all the important points that I find into dot points, and compile these into a Word document. Then I categorize these into thematic concerns in 3 categories. The first one, which is the individual element. This, for example, can be human free will. As such, Orwell conveys how free will is necessary for challenging oppressive governments. Revealed in the repetition, "They'll shoot me, I don't care, down with Big Brother, I don't care, down with Big Brother," with the breaking of grammatical structure representing his violation of political decree through freedom of thought. The second category will be societal and sociocultural. For example, society's abuse of technology. Orwell highlights the oppressive brutality of social hierarchies in the utilization of technology, as rocket bombs were probably dropped by the government itself, with a cynical tone demonstrating a much more confronting and brutal method of controlling their population. The final category is the philosophical, which is simply the result of the conflict between the individual and society. For example, in my case, it was the communication and collaboration between the government and the people. An example of a point that can be put here is, his notion is reinforced in the extended metaphor of the mediator between the head and the hands must be the heart, demonstrating Lang's optimism in a peaceful reconciliation between the proletariat and the bourgeoisie. Now make sure you gather these points from all over the text, not just the beginning, and once you've gathered about 6 to 7 points in each category, delete the 2 to 3 weakest ones, or the ones that don't fit well with the other points. Then you can reorder the points in a way such they flow better. Then, for the points, all that's left to do is to put them in sentence format and make sure they flow on from one another. To do this, you can use words like furthermore, additionally, on the other hand, etc. After that, you'd need to add a topic sentence and concluding phrase to each paragraph. This will be a lot easier to do now, as you already know the key points of what you're actually talking about in your body paragraphs. I always like to have a concluding phrase and not a concluding sentence, as I feel it's unnecessary words that I'm just taking up. For example, at the beginning of my paragraph, I might put something like this. 1984 evinces more strikingly how unbalanced power distribution results in political elites undermining individuality for unethically controlling their populations. And for my concluding phrase, I might write something like this. Therefore emphasizing the extirpation of our freedom as a result of complying with totalitarian governments. Now that you've finished the 3 body paragraphs, you can clearly see your line of argument. That makes it easier for you to write your introduction, which just needs to introduce your text and the ideas in it, as well as your thesis, which is pretty much a summary of your key argument ideas. Since each composer's unique perspective and hence portrayal of their ideas are influenced by differing contextual zeitgeists, a comparative analysis of texts enriches our intertextual understanding of individual and societal concerns. George Orwell's novel 1984-1949, Hereafter 1984, examines the necessity of emotional connection for individual humanity amidst exploitation by privileged political elites. After that, all that's left to do is to write a quick conclusion which just summarizes the key points in your whole essay. And that's it! So as you can see, it makes writing your analytical essays much easier if you don't write it in chronological order, from introduction to body paragraphs, then to the conclusion. Of course though, this method of writing the key points in your body paragraphs first, then topic sentences, then the intro and conclusion, only really works for take-home essays and for your assignments, and wouldn't really work in exam scenarios. However, it's still a useful way to practice and plan your essays, so you don't get stuck for hours and hours not knowing what to write. I hope you guys have taken something out of this video, and I'll see you in the next one.